Hello, everybody, and welcome back to day 2 of our healing week. How are you doing today? Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this experience. This is my baby. So I'm so happy to share this whole week with you and share all of my wisdom and my learnings and my experiences through my own awakening journey, because that's what this is all about. Right? Like, that's why I'm doing this, is because I myself have been through my own spiritual awakening. And I know there's other people out there who are going through it too, and who are experiencing really tough times and not knowing what to do about it, or getting stuck, or being afraid to even take a step, right? Getting trapped. And those are feelings that I hated on my journey. And I personally always had a deep knowing that there was a, light at the end of the tunnel, kind of, sort of speak, right? But I never personally thought that I could get there. And I kept chasing things and trying things out, and I thought I was just wasting my time. But now that I'm looking back at all that I've done on my journey, I had to go through all the things, do all the learnings, do all the modalities. I had to experience everything so that I could share it with you guys, right? And that's the thing, is that I didn't see that bigger picture right away, right? I didn't see the what I would be doing with all this information. So I'm so excited to bring this week to you guys and offer you these healings. And this is something that I do with my clients one-on-one, right? So I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a taste of what it's like to work with me, and what it is like to be in session, and what it's like to heal. Really, that's what I want for you this week, is the gift of healing. So day 1, we were talking all about the ego intuition, right? So today we're going to start talking about the motivational mechanisms. What is our driving force? We're going to get into that today. So get out your workbooks. Make sure that you take your notes. Take notes of things that stick out to you, things that you think you want to remember, something that you're going to use in your everyday life. That's what I did for me. So I personally love writing everything down. I feel like when I'm writing things down, it's traveling through my brain, into my body, out of my hands, that filters through everything. So it's almost like a cleansing, right? Like, the information comes through, I grasp it, I either take it or I don't. And if this appeals to you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too, right? Move on. That's all right. So I feel like when you're writing stuff out, it really anchors it into your life, right? So just something to think about. Yeah. All right. So today we're going to talk about the motivational mechanism, and then I'm going to take out my cards. We're going to connect with our higher selves and just get a little further clarification, of deeper knowing of what we need to know about this motivational mechanism, and how to use it in our life, and how to help make it benefit us instead of work against us. Because unfortunately, this motivational mechanism that we're going to talk about today, if you are here and if you feel the need that you need to heal, that means that motivational mechanism has been working against you this entire time, and you had no idea that it was in the way. You had no idea that this was motivating you, right? So we're going to get into that. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring up my notes because I want to stay on track today. So motivational mechanism, right? So this is really how we make our decisions in life. We're becoming more aware. So when you become more aware of this motivational mechanism and what it means, then you can actually quantumly change your timelines, change your reality, change your life, change the outcomes. And it happens in the blink of an eye. It's so quick when you realize that this is what's motivating you. And then once you're aware of it, you can start working with it, right? So everyone has this motivational mechanism. You're born with it. It's just something, it's an innate sense, right? It works every single time, immediately. thumbs up. Without fail, there are absolutely no exceptions, right? You will always, 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 always choose in the direction that you believe that's going to benefit you more. So if you have a situation that you're in and deep down inside subconsciously, you believe that it's easier to suffer than to do all the work and, you know, heal, then you're going to stay in suffering for anywhere up to a lifetime. Your entire life you'll stay in suffering because you strongly believe that it's easier to stay there than move out of it. And logically, it makes no sense. Logically, you're a crazy person, right? But subconsciously, that mind of yours, subconsciously, if it believes that, you know, suffering is better, then you're going to stay there. And your brain is going to feed you reasons as to why you need to stay there. And it's going to convince you because that's all you know. You don't know what's on the other side, and unknown things are kind of scary, right? And ego is going to be like, like I said before, ego, anything unknown to ego is death. Change is death. You cannot do it, right? So keep this in mind. So I'm going to repeat this again one more time. So everyone has this motivational mechanism. It works all the time, immediately, without fail. There's no exceptions. You are always going to choose in the direction that you believe will benefit you, always, without fail, right? So that means that it says if you are not letting go or moving into the direction that you would prefer to go, then that can only mean that you have a belief attached to staying where you are, makes staying where you are appear to be more beneficial than where you prefer to go, right? Think about that for a minute. So you need to find out what that belief is. If you're in a place where you're like, oh, I wish I could change the situation, right? Change my job, change my relationship, change my health situation, right? There's so many things that we put up with. Why are you putting up with it? Stop it, right? Like, you don't need to put up with this anymore. So that's why I'm bringing this to your awareness, bringing this forward, because logically we know that it doesn't make sense to do all these things, but subconsciously we stayed there, right? So for example, if you hold a dear belief, like throughout your childhood, you were told your entire childhood that you don't deserve it, you don't deserve good things. If that belief is stronger than the belief in that you do believe that you do deserve good things, then you're always going to deprive yourself of what you truly want every single time. That's just it, right? So if you believe that you don't deserve it, that belief is stronger than the belief that you do deserve it, you're going to completely self-sabotage yourself over and over and over again, right? And I did this for a very long time, right? So I know it just makes sense, right? So if this is making sense to you, if this is, you can recognize this in your own life, then that's good. That's your first step, saying, okay, well, this is true in my life, right? So I want you to look at the definitions that you hold. So look at the definitions that what it means to you to have positive energy in your life. Again, my thumbs up. It's funny. I want you to look at the definitions of what it means to you to have everything you ever wanted. And right then there, I want you to write down in your journal, in your workbook, when you think about having everything that you ever wanted in your life, having all that, what comes up in your mind? What stories are saying, oh my God, that's not true. Oh, well, that'll never happen to me, right? Write those down and then read them back to yourself and be like, is this true? See, and that's part of the workbook that I'm going to be getting you to do as well. So make sure to look into the workbook. If you haven't downloaded the workbook, the link is, I just posted it in the group there. So make sure to get your workbook, do these activities, because the more work you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it, right? So simple. So you have to really clarify and clean up your definitions of things, what things mean to you, right? To be happy, what does it mean to you when I say you could truly be happy the rest of your life? What comes up for you? Write it down and question it and look at it and be like, is that actually true? Or have I been just following this story my whole entire life, buying into something, and it's not even actually benefiting you, right? Think about that. It's super important, right? So you have to define what is possible in a positive state, right? You have to define that in that state, because we obviously make different decisions when we're in a good mood versus a bad mood, right? We're going to make different decisions if we were sad or excited about something, right? You want to get into that neutral place. You want to get into that place where it's like, it's okay if I go this way, or it's okay if I go that way. Either way, I'm going to learn. And then you're going to come back and be at a place of, you know, you're going to be grown a little bit, right? So when you go through that, and keep in mind too, energy is everything, right? Energy is everything, and vibrational, we live in a vibrational universe, right? Everything holds its own energy, and whatever you're a match to, you're gonna attract it. You're gonna bring it into your awareness. You're gonna bring it into your life. You're gonna experience it. You can say it so many different ways, right? And the thing is, the truth of the matter is that you cannot experience what you are not the vibration of. So if you are in a positive state, you're only going to experience positive things. Even if it's a negative situation, you're still going to be able to pull the positive out of it because you're in a positive state, right? Does that make sense? So even if things happen that other people would define as bad or negative, you're not going to see it that way, right? So these are just some things to think about, to really kind of hone in on your life and be like, okay, so how have I been defining positive energy? Is it make me tired? That's what I used to think. Just having positive energy all the time, oh, that's going to be draining. That was the first thought that used to come to my mind, right? Now it's just a way of being, because I can't afford to be any other way, right? It's a waste of my time and energy if I'm sitting worrying about things. You can care about something without worrying about it, right? The energy of caring about something is a lot different than worry. Worry is draining. Caring about something, that's empowering. Like, I care about my well-being in life, right? Or I'm worried about my well-being in life, right? Like, those two energies, you're going to attract different things in your life. So just be aware of where you're vibrationally at. And if you're in a vibration that's not helping you, switch it. And the fastest way to do that is to dance, is to shake, move your body, get it out there, right? Even just like wipe off the dust and debris. It's like as if you got dust and debris. Because when I'm doing Reiki, right, after I collect a lot of energy from my clients and my people that I'm working with, and I just wipe it off, right? That's what you do. You just wipe it off. So shake it, move. That's how you're going to change the energy. That's how you're going to shake off anything that's been hanging on to you that doesn't belong, right? And we're going to get into our Reiki session in a little bit. So that's going to be very beneficial for you today, because we're going to work on some of these motivational mechanisms, these beliefs that are keeping you stuck, because we don't want to be stuck anymore, right? We want to move forward. So I'm going to bring out some cards. We're going to tune in to higher self, the collective higher self of those that are watching this video here today. And keep in mind, even if you're watching the replay, you're still going to be getting the benefits of the Reiki, even though it's not live. Like, that's crazy, right? So these healings are timeless. Like, you can come back to them time and time again and get a different healing each time, right? So that's an exciting thing about Reiki, is that it steps out of the realm of time, and you can come in to this video, get the Reiki healing, and heal something different every single time. So that's the coolest thing, right? So, all right, we're going to ask for our higher selves to come in, the collective higher selves of those who are watching this video. I'm going to ask for clarification on the motivational mechanisms, things that have been holding you back that we can know, that we can just finally let go of. That's not just, it's not working for you anymore, right? And I like using my chakra deck. Here we go. First thing that popped out was grief. Grief is not working for you anymore, right? So grief, you do have to have, you know, say you lose a loved one. That's hard. Absolutely grieve. Absolutely. I'm not saying ignore the feelings that you're having inside. Feel them, but don't avoid them. Don't escape from them. Allow yourself to feel the pain, the hurt, the sadness, the loss, the grief. Feel it. Dip into it sometimes. Allow yourself to cry, but then pick yourself back up. Get into that heart space. Green is for the heart, right? The heart chakra is where we hold our sadness and we say, okay, sadness, you have now served your purpose. I now can release you. So you can even do that with me now. If you have grief that you're holding in your heart and it's been there for a very long time, but you feel as though if you let it go, then you're going to forget about this person. No, they're never going to leave you. They're always going to be there. However, that grief is poisoning you only, right? So we need to allow yourself to grieve and then allow yourself to let it go when you are ready, when you are in that place where you're like, okay, I'm sick of being sad. I'm sick of it, right? When you get to that place, you're like, I'm done feeling sad now. I need something new. I need to get happy. You know, that's your call. That's when you know you're ready, right? But if you're still in that grief, allow yourself to feel it. The only way you're going to go through it is allow yourself to feel it. And a lot of the times people are so afraid to feel grief because it's a heavy emotion. Absolutely. But it's necessary. It's how human beings were designed. So that's a very interesting card. Ooh, I'm dropping things here. The next card that came out was complacency. In what areas of your life are you being complacent? That is very interesting. Thank you, higher self, because honestly, this is, it's a red, so it's a root chakra card. So complacency, that has a lot to do with obviously root chakra stuff. That's your base chakra. That's where you could hold all those stories that are making you feeling stuck, right? So complacency, when you think about it, you're just going along with everything that everyone's ever told you, and you're not questioning things, right? Question things. Is this working for me now? Complacency is a place of being like stagnant, right? And when you're stagnant, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. Plain and simple, right? So be aware of it. In what areas of your life are you complacent? Are you just going with it and not making a change where you know it's necessary, right? And you're only going to make a change when you really, really want to. So if you're not there yet, then you're not there yet. And that's okay, right? Right. So these are good messages. I like them. Okay. And vanity. It's interesting that vanity came out. This is a throat chakra card. So it's blue, right? So vanity, to me, obviously, you know, being obsessed with oneself is the first thing that comes up to mind. But because it's a throat chakra card, this is like speaking your truth. This is like you need to be proud of who you are and what you come from and where you've been and where you're going, right? Vanity is not such a bad thing if you use it tastefully, right? So that's a very interesting card. Okay. I did bring out also my other deck, my gemstones deck. So I want to take a look at these cards because they have good affirmations on them. And I thought it would be fun to also pick a stone, so a crystal, with the energies of today so that we could help with our work that you're doing, with the work that you're deep diving on yourself. And if you're taking this seriously, you want change in your life. And the only way you're going to make change in your life is if you take action, right? So that's the biggest thing. This is funny because I got a stone card, right? So it came out red jasper. And I was literally just talking about how you had to take action, right? The first thing says, are you procrastinating, right? Take action, take action and complete what you have planned. So what have you been planning? It says, speak up for yourself, follow through, and take the necessary steps to see your projects to fruition. Have confidence in your own abilities to make things happen. So red jasper, that's going to help you with that. It's going to help you with the procrastination. It's going to help you to, work on that motivational mechanism, that part of you that's, you're hanging on to that may not be working for you anymore, right? So just pay attention to those areas. Write down your definitions of good things. One thing I want to share with you, I heard this from one of my mentors, and it really stuck out to me. So I really want to share this with you. So what they said was, I forgot it now. It's leaving me. Hang on just a second. Oh, what was I just talking about? You know how you have those things? It's gone. Oh my gosh. Okay, apparently I wasn't supposed to share that with you. Okay. Motivational mechanisms. Definitions of good things. Okay, definitions of good things. Here it goes. So what I wanted to share with you was definitions are big, right? Definitions are really, really big. And when you're stepping into a place where you are healing and just thinking about feeling every emotion, how does that make you feel? If you think about feeling everything, if you want to feel it all, right? What comes to mind right away? I want you to think about that. Maybe put it in the comments, right? When you think about feeling all the emotions, what is your first thought? Probably thinking, well, I don't want to do that. That's going to be heavy, right? Right away, you think about feeling all the heavy stuff, all the dark stuff, all the things that you don't want to feel, all the things that you've been avoiding. But what about feeling everything also includes feeling elated, feeling happy, feeling excited, feeling just, I don't know, I can't think of other words right now, but excited, happy, joyful, loving, right? So there's also those feelings too in the everything. Don't forget that, right? And that was a big thing. That was a kind of like an aha moment for me when I was like, oh my gosh, that's so right. Because that's what I've been focusing most of my time on is the heavy stuff, is the dark stuff, is like, I don't want to feel it stuff, right? But what else are you not allowing yourself to feel? Think about that. Think about what you're keeping at bay because you think it's attached to something else, right? If you feel happy, what does that mean? That you're going to have disappointment? That something bad's going to happen if you feel happy, right? So just write those definitions down, right? I gave you in your workbook today, this is the work to do, is write those definitions down and then change them. It doesn't have to mean that, but the moment that you bring to your awareness the definitions that you have, the beliefs that you're holding, that is the moment that you set yourself free from them. And that is the moment that you can change them, but you can't change them if you're not aware of them, right? Just something to think about. All right. We are now at the point where I can start the Reiki healing. Are you excited for this? All right. I am going to bring my Reiki music in. So go ahead, find a comfy place, sit, relax, drop in to your body, drop into your space, and we shall begin. All right. I'm going to ask for our guides, our angels to step forward, the ones that are going to facilitate this healing here today. And just enjoy, sit back and let those thoughts just float down, right? Just anything that is coming to mind, acknowledge it and then let it go like a puffy white cloud, right? All right, I'm going to ask for the healing to begin. want you to bring your awareness back to the room, back to where you are. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Take a deep breath in. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. I want to thank your guides and your angels for facilitating that healing for you here today. And I want to thank you for participating, for sticking around, for going through this. It's not easy always healing. It's not easy looking at yourself and admitting hard truths to yourself sometimes, right? But it's necessary. It's necessary to take that next step, to take that step of growth, right? So I hope that you enjoyed our time together here today. And again, check into that notebook, that workbook here today. Write down your definitions. Make new definitions for yourself, things that are going to work for you. And they don't have to be crazy. They just have to be simple, one step from where you are, right? That's all it is. All right. Thank you so much for being here today. And I will see you again tomorrow for day 3. See you soon.